This town is 15 minutes from a major city, has great schools, and costs $65,000 less, and you've probably never heard of it. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly why people are moving here from places like California, and the one thing real estate agents won't tell you about buying homes here. Hey, if you're new to me and new to my channel, my name is Meldrum, and my team and I help people make that move here to Michigan the right way. You know, over the past couple of years, we've helped a ton of families relocate here to Michigan. All right, so here's what's actually happening in Dexter that Google will not tell you. Now, number one, it has Ann Arbor culture without Ann Arbor's traffic or the cost of Ann Arbor. Number two, the outdoor lifestyle here isn't just an amenity, it's literally how people live every single day. And number three, it has some amazing schools. They're ranked in the top 5% of all schools nationally. All right, so first thing, everyone who moves to Dexter says the same thing. You know, it's like Ann Arbor's little brother, and that's the perfect description for it, and here's why. Ann Arbor's median home price for single family homes is $560,000. Now, Dexter's median home price is right around $500,000, okay? So that's a difference of $60,000 right there. Same quality of schools, same access to the University of Michigan, same coffee shops, same culture, same everything. And here's where it gets interesting. Dexter is actually only 15 minutes from downtown Ann Arbor, okay? It's a straight shot in, it's 15 minutes away, and that's why people love the location of it. So you get to live in an actual small town where people know your name of the coffee shop, you're probably gonna know your barista, where your kids' teachers might even live on the same street as you, and where Friday night football, you know, you've seen that show, Friday Night Lights. That's kind of Dexter, okay? They take football pretty seriously. It's a whole town event every single Friday. So as you can see, you're not compromising moving to Dexter from Ann Arbor, you're strategizing. All right, so here's something that surprised me the first time I visited Dexter, and my wife and I did look at Dexter as a place to move. You know, you got the Huron River that runs right through the middle of the town, and people don't take pictures of it just for Instagram. They actually use it. Okay, there's kayaking, canoeing. You can go tubing down the river. You can get a cooler on a tube and actually make a whole entire day of it. It's actually pretty fun. And the border to border trail is actually 35 miles of connected paths. You know, it goes from the one end of Washtenaw County to the other. And in Dexter, it runs right through downtown. So here's the fun part. Here's what that actually means for your life. Your kids can ride their bikes to the Mill Creek Park alone, safely. You can walk to the coffee shop, grab a latte, and be on that trail in less than 5 minutes. And the views are absolutely priceless. And I know this might sound like a small detail, but I've had families tell me this is exactly the same thing that they didn't know they needed. You know, where they're living, this doesn't really exist. And maybe it's how they grew up. And they say things like, you know, Eric, we moved back to Michigan for the schools. We moved back to Michigan to be closer to our families. But ultimately, we fell in love with it because we stayed for the lifestyle. And you got to remember, in most suburbs, parks are the amenities, right? These are the things that sell. In cities like Birmingham, Royal Oak, you know, having parks nearby, this is a big selling feature. And that brings me to the next thing, which are schools. And yes, Dexter Community Schools are ranked in the top 5% nationally. And you can Google that, okay? Take your 30 seconds, go Google it, and you'll see the rankings for yourself, you know? But here's what you can't Google. You know, the pride of the schools is something that you don't see from Google. You don't hear what parents and kids are experiencing and why families, you know, love the Dexter schools, you know. And I talked about the football and the Friday Night Lights in Dexter. This isn't just for the parents, okay? It's for everybody. You know, I've talked to people in their 70s who show up every single week and they don't miss a football game because it's part of the community. And they don't even have grandkids there, okay? They just love the team, they love the school, they love the community that much that football is that pillar of it. So when you think about that, that's not necessarily all about sports. That's about the community. And the programs here, whether it's soccer, softball, robotics, you know, the chess club, the marching band, they're not just building skills. You know, these kids in the Dexter schools, that's the friendships that they're going to have for the rest of their lives. And, you know, for parents, when we think about that, those are the things that we want for our kids. But for the parents, you know, there's a ton of opportunities to get connected with folks in the community. Had one of our clients actually moved to Dexter, and they said, hey, you know, we got into a mom's coffee club. Okay, they meet downtown every single week, and just once a week, and they get to coffee together, and they just chat, see how the kids are doing in school, and just build friendships that way. You're 15 minutes from Ann Arbor, which means you have access to it. You have access to University of Michigan summer camps, dual enrollment programs at the University of Michigan. There's also private school options, the museum programs, college sports. So you get the small town feel in Dexter. You got the schools as your foundation with Ann Arbor resources to back up that plan. So never look at choosing Dexter versus Ann Arbor as a trade-off, okay? It's actually an advantage. All right, so this is where the rubber meets the road, and let's have some real talk about the real estate market in Dexter. Now, Dexter's not cheap anymore, okay? It used to be, but it's been growing quite significantly, and it's had this effect from Ann Arbor because of all the resources and amenities and things that Ann Arbor does offer. We kind of got that Ann Arbor effect going outward into Dexter. So 5 years ago, you could find some deals in Dexter, and today, homes are moving within days, okay? Inventory's tight, prices have climbed, but here's what you need to understand. Ann Arbor's median home price is $560,000, and the median home price in Dexter is $500,000, okay? That's for a single family home. So what you're getting, top schools, walkable downtown, river access, Ann Arbor proximity, you're still getting a fantastic deal in Dexter. So here's what you might be missing out of the $500,000 for a home in Dexter is you do have options, okay? Option one, you could be looking for a home near downtown. It's got charm, character, maybe it's a historic home. You can walk to the coffee shops, walk to the restaurants, or you could look over at option two, which is newer subdivisions, okay? There's a lot of building going on in the Dexter area, so if you do want a newer home in a newer subdivision, that is an option. And when you're looking at new builds in Dexter versus Ann Arbor, there's a big price difference, okay? There might be a $50,000 or $60,000 price difference in the median. When you look at the new construction, they're not building really any new neighborhoods for less than $1 million in Ann Arbor. For Dexter, that's totally possible in the $600,000, $700,000 range. You can still find a lot of those homes. So you're actually saving hundreds of thousands of dollars with all the things that you have in Ann Arbor as well. And then option three, which you're not going to find a lot of in Ann Arbor, you can, but it's going to cost you millions of dollars, is homes on acreage, okay? Just outside of Dexter, privacy, you got land, you got views, you might have some rolling hills or maybe a walkout. The homes are absolutely beautiful, but you're still close to everything in Ann Arbor. So this is still a very small market in Dexter. You've only got about 40 listings to choose from. You might see 8, 10 at a time. There's not a lot of inventory, but when you find the right house, it is totally worth the wait in Dexter. Okay, so I've given you the stats, the numbers, the comparisons, but here's what really matters in Dexter. I talked to families who moved here from San Francisco, and here's what they told me. It feels like we're living in a postcard. It sounds weird to say, but those are their exact words. It sounds like we're living in a postcard. And so that's the thing about Dexter that you cannot put in a spreadsheet when you're comparing city after city. And if you're an analytical, these are the things that you're not going to find. And life just moves a little bit slower in Dexter. It's a downtown where people still talk to you. So if you're an introvert, you don't like that type of thing, just make sure you put your head down, walk straight ahead. They will still say hi. You can just do your thing. Kids are just outside playing all the time. And if you want to sit on your front porch because you might see neighbors walk by, you can do that too. It's been described as more of like a wholesome town. And look, Dexter is not for everybody. If you need nightlife, you might want to stay in Ann Arbor, or maybe Detroit's a better option for you. But if you do want top tier schools, genuine sense of community, outdoor focused lifestyle, Ann Arbor access without Ann Arbor prices, and a place where your kids can actually be kids, then yeah, Dexter might be a great place and exactly what you're looking for. So if this video is helpful for you guys, make sure you smash that like button, hit the subscribe, and drop a comment if you do have questions. I answer all those personally. And if you are serious about relocating here to Michigan and want my team's help, whether it's in 1 day or 1 year from now, it doesn't matter. All my contact information is down below in the description. Book that Zoom call. We'll hop on, links in the description, like I said, and we'll figure out if Dexter is an actual right fit for your lifestyle and help you build a plan around what your relocation here to Michigan actually looks like. And hey, if Dexter is not the right city for you, we'll find another city that might be more suitable for what you're looking for. So until next time, go check out these other videos that I got, all things Michigan, and I will see you on the next one.